Hey guys, Richard Fu here from The Ultimate Man and richardfu.com, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Man Fuel. And today we talk about eSports and all things Counter-Strike. So guys, today I wanted to talk about eSports and Counter-Strike because it's so interesting. Let me just close this window here. Whoa, got real close to the camera. So I think it's interesting because, back when, what was it now? It must have been like almost 10 years now. Pretty much over 10 years or so, that I was really into esports. And esports is playing computer games in a team but in a competitive environment. And something for you guys who are playing along, who don't know a bit about me, is that when I was in high school, I fell in love with a game. We bought our first new computer. Before that I was used to playing consoles and offline, and then the internet came, and the big thing for me that really stuck with me was Counter-Strike. Everyone back in the day was playing Counter-Strike 1.6 for those playing at home, if you know what I'm talking about. It was the most addictive game. And the formula hasn't changed. The formula hasn't changed that much. It's still very much similar to what is known as Counter-Strike Global Offensive or CSGO. And I'm watching these competitive teams just battling it out, and there's like huge prize pools for this, right? For the top teams, they're winning. I think there's a $5 million tournament going on internationally, and there's the World Cyber Games as well. And I just look at it and I was like, wow, I'm amazed at how things have changed, and how the landscape back then when I was in my team, TLC, right? For the guys who are watching, two-letter clan. All we had was just two letters, right? All our nicknames were two letters, so it was just our initials, and mine was RP, and we had some awesome guys on there. It was good fun, all from high school. Most was amazing fun. We did some amazing stuff like winning a online Australian tournament, and we did some dodgy stuff too, but that's for another video. But I wanted to talk about esports and where they're taking themselves, and it's looking like ESPN, all the big sports agencies and networks are trying to get into this area, and I think it's a good area to be in. And if I was younger and if I was starting out, I'd love to be like just a sport, like a esports sports caster, just talking through it and just really highlighting, being able to provide that commentary for esports. Because if you think about it, it's so much fun. I wish I was actually a better player. One of the things when I finished high school was I wanted to be a player in like an elite Counter-Strike team. Unfortunately, my skills weren't that good enough, and I think playing too much Counter-Strike also contributed to me getting these, right? All that intense staring at a screen that was bright up, and you just find anything, and if you miss the smallest things, you get punished for it. And that's what the game was so good for, because if it rewarded real skill, and that's why it's still amazing. That's why there's huge tournaments nowadays. And I just wanted to tell you that one of the things that we used to do was we used to go to LANs, local area networks, cafes with a bunch of computers, and we bring our own gear. That's how serious we were, guys. We'd have our own mouse, own keyboard, own headphones, whatever it is, microphones. We need the kit, because otherwise if you're using a public domain, it's always, unreliable. And we just set up and just play. I remember some of the first tournaments we had was just locally down near the train station. It wasn't far, probably 10 minutes away, and it was good fun. We actually won that tournament, and there's some epic memories that I still, sometimes when I catch up with some of these guys, we still remember these epic clutch, where those moments where it looks like, it's all odds are against you, but you make it, and you make it count. And we talk about some of those moments then. It's just a lot of fun, just reminiscing it. And I remember we also used to skip school sometimes just to go play computer games. It was hilarious. And I was just lucky, I was just lucky that we got to actually go play at a Sydney event as well, one in the city when we just started university. And so I played more games than I should have been studying, but it didn't matter. It was just so much fun. And I'm just glad to see where esports is taking itself this whole last 10 years really, because it's been phenomenal seeing it grow. And I just wish I was good enough to play it. But right now, it takes a lot of hours. They're just like athletes, they're not like physically in the best shape. I'd be interested to see how it would be if they train themselves like a peak performance athlete, and how would that translate into their gaming world, right? Because I guess they're going to be role models, especially in Korea, especially in the Asian countries, and in America and Europe. These guys are seen as role models, And sometimes when you look at the photos, they don't look like a role model, and I don't know, they're quite reclusive. It'd be interesting to see how if you can get a Usain Bolt out there being a role model for most people, but what if it was if you were an eSports star, and then people, your life actually was more than just what's in the game, it's how you lived your life. How would that be? And I'd be interested to see where that takes itself. So guys, that's what I want to share here with you guys, a bit of my own story about my own eSports history. And it's weird because I still check out games, I check out computer games. It's weird because I find that I don't actually end up playing many games, but I end up knowing what's happening, right? Which sounds a bit weird and loserish to read up about a game but not actually play and know so much about it. But it's just fascinating to me to see the world change and how it goes. And I want to ask you, have you heard of eSports? Where do you think the world of sports is going to head, especially with the whole internet and what's happening with virtual reality, with that coming out over the next probably 5-10 years? It'd be so interesting to see what would happen to the normal sports that we've all been accustomed to, with all these electronic sports that are coming up and heaps of money coming in through it. So guys, I want to share that with you here today, and my little secret of me being a past Counter-Strike player. So of course guys, I'd be interested, what is your tag? If you used to play Counter-Strike, what was your nickname? What was your clan? I just love to know about those things, because I think it's just hilarious to look back at the times and sometimes some of the weird names we had as well. So guys, my one was TLCRP. Put in your one in the comments below or reply, so that we can just reminisce in those good moments and just see where the next few steps of esports are going to be. So guys, that's what I wanted to share here with you. See you in the next one. Go out there, go live with love, and go smash it. I'll see you in the next one. See ya. I'm really asking myself the questions of what the hell am I doing? And as I read some of the posts from some of the people, they were saying things like, he did what he loved every day. He lived with freedom. He traveled like crazy. He had